We back. We officially back. We back in the cold time of year. But what's funny about it is, get these settings right quick while I'm talking, is even though it started off really cool this morning, it was like 38 or something like that. Then it got to like where the real feel was more like 48. Cause I only go off of the real feel. That's all that matters. It don't matter what it says. It matters how it really feels. Then it was like 48. Now the real temperature is supposed to be 55. I give it about yeah, I think it is 55. I don't think this is not an exaggeration. The real feel might be a little different. With a little bit of moisture in the air from I'm laughing and just looked over and saw this lady's dog in the back of the car sniffing out the window. And he just so excited because he's smelling everything, everybody. Man, dog senses are amazing. Like I said something and my voice went up a little bit and I saw his ear flinch right when I said that. Like he way over there, but that's how good their hearing and their senses are. They smelling you from a mile away. They hearing you from a mile away. It's amazing. It's amazing. Anyway, yo, we in here. You know what I'm saying? We doing what we do. ONYXCON in full effect. Multi-niche contact. I said contact. But we are contacting you. Content that is contacting you. Okay? For real, for real. We do it all. You know we do it all. If you're one of our subscribers, you already understand because that's what you're here for. You love it. And we got more and more for you. I got some more shorts coming up for all you short junkies. All my shorties that all they want is some short content. They don't want to watch nothing long. They just want to see something 30 minutes. See, I got you. See, I tricked you. 30 minutes. No, 30 seconds. That's all they want. All they want is 30 seconds and they out. That's all they want. Sun trying to come through these clouds. I'm loving it. I need that today because it was all rain yesterday. And like misty rain. And today it's a little bit of that same stuff, but clouds trying to crack a little bit, the sun beaming through right there. That's beautiful. I need that. I need that sun every day. Wish I could get out and walk. I ain't got time to though. I gotta get out here doing what you know. On this courier life. You see, I brought back lemon drop. It's another time. I call it lemon drop. That's what I call my high yellow fluorescent jersey, shirt, hoodie, uniform. Okay, this is what I call lemon drop. I bring out lemon drop when it's this time of year because it keeps me nice and warm. Like usually when I wear this, I don't have to wear nothing else but a t-shirt, 2 t-shirts maybe. Like I got just like undershirt, t-shirt, and then I got thick, heavyweight. That's it. That's all I need. I'm good. I'm great with just that for this kind of weather. Now, if it keep getting cooler, then you had to layer up. Then you had to put on something else on top of this, and then this. You know, that type of thing. But yo, if you are a subscriber, you can hit the chat. You have to be a subscriber, of course. All right, and you have to subscribe for a while. You know, just I want to get in here and say something silly and dip out. We don't play that nowhere. We do not tolerate trolls whatsoever. I said whatsoever, at all. Okay. Shout out to everybody who's been peeping out ONYXCON's presentations of Cyberpunk ATL. We got a hit, y'all. We got a sleeper hit. I say sleeper only because the numbers ain't where I need them to be. It speaks of what we get usually when it comes to something like this, when people are just kind of they creeping on it. It's creeping on that come up. You know, it'd be the double digits, then it turned to 100, a few hundred, and then it hit 1,000. That's typically the pattern with the slow growth of any content on my channel that I know is a hit. It's just a matter of people are discovering it. And this is one more thing like that. It is a fan fiction piece. If you are into anything cyberpunk or you know the game Cyberpunk 2077, you will absolutely love this. I didn't say you'll like it. I said you will love this. You will love it. I promise you'll love it. It's a guarantee you'll love it because it's got all the elements. And for you to enjoy it and be on proper time with it, you got to be grown folk, okay? I say that because our channel is for grown folk anyway. I mean, we post things that kids might like, but I always say, you adults, y'all in charge of these devices that y'all buy for these kids. So make sure they ain't watching nothing without you. You determine what's appropriate for their eyes and ears and everything. But I'll still stand on This one ain't appropriate for nobody's children, okay? If you ain't 18 plus, you don't need to be watching this. Just like the video game, all right? It's only for adults on purpose, because I got language in there, I got scenes, I'm pushing the I'm pushing the prompts of what I can get as a visual artist, knowing what I want to see visually, and sometimes I manipulate and I bring in images to do what I'm doing with AI. Yes, I don't have no secrets about that. At the very beginning of the video, I make it clear that the images, for the most part, of what you see in this presentation are AI generated. But the only reason I can make peace with AI and get involved with this as it grows is as a visual artist who can draw, who can paint, who does photography, who does all these different things and understands light, shape, form, texture, proportions, perspective, and everything that's properly required for any type of image that you create. I challenge the hell. I'm using Google Gemini mostly. If you're curious, I don't gatekeep. I want people to explore. I especially want people who are less inclined to explore to get into it and get on it, because there will be money in this. There already is, and there will be more in the future. If you're looking for a job, if you're a parent and you're trying to tell your kids what to start focusing on, you got a middle schooler or high schooler and they're not quite clear on what they want to do, but they all into these video games and these comic books and everything else that we love. Teach them to start teaching if they are creative. Don't force nothing on nobody. Don't try and, I hate when people be like, oh, I'm gonna try and turn my kid into something they weren't born to be. Find what they have a passion for and push that. Now, if they have a passion for creativity and they like to draw and they like to paint and all that, first of all, keep them in that, because I don't care what nobody says about how good AI is and AI gonna be everything. No, it ain't. You still gotta know the basic skills of drawing, painting. If you're a photographer, if you're into any of these things, you got it, sculpting. All that's gonna make you the triple threat. That's gonna make you 10 times better than most people who think they know what they're doing with these technologies. I promise you, because your perception and your vision and your imagination is going to supersede even what the computer will try to create. And when you can somehow figure out the patterns of how it speaks and speak to it in a way that gives you the best results, oh man, you a beast. Trust me, because I'm a beast. I'm telling you, I got some for y'all ass. I'm telling you, this next episode, crazy. Yeah, y'all, this next episode, I'm very proud. I'm always proud of my work, but I get more. I know it's great when I do a series and every episode I'm excited about it. Like, I'm acting like when the day is views, I actually watched the first one 3-4 times, not only as a critic and picking it apart like we do as artists, trying to figure out what I could do better, what I can insist on when I'm creating this thing versus I'll just take what they gave me because I can't seem to get it to do right. Sometimes you gotta insist. You gotta be like, no, I'm not gonna accept that. I need better. Do it again. Nope, still ain't right. Do it again. Do it again. Nope, do it again and again. Yep, do it again. And the one great thing about and they don't ever need to change that because that would kill it, is the way most AI works. It doesn't challenge you. It just sets up and does what you ask it to do. Even when it's messing up, it apologizes, but that gets on my nerves, a lot of apologizing, but you still come back with the wrong results. Like, I have an example today, right? I was working on this character, and y'all might be able to see this when it finally comes out, because I'm gonna have to probably use the image it gave me. It would not change this freaking image for nothing. It really annoyed the hell out of me. As I'm saying that out loud, I'm thinking of one other way I might be able to get it to do it right. But I had this lady character, and I think how it got confused was because of the way I told it to have the lady standing like one slightly behind the other, but very close to each other. It got confused about that. So perspective-wise, it made the bodies the right size. They look natural for the size of what they should be, because they weren't supposed to be a cartoon or anything like that. But the lady who was more toward the front, her head was freaking huge. And I said, what the? This is not a caricature. I didn't ask for a caricature. I straight up told her, I said, this is not a caricature. I didn't ask for a caricature. Nothing about this needs to look cartoony or silly. It's a very serious, sentimental moment. And it really is. It's a very important part of my story, right? And it's jacking it up. I mean, it's looking just silly as hell. And I told it, I said, nope, do it again. And I kept telling it how to get it right. And it kept messing up anyway. And I said, wow, what the hell is this, right? Why is it doing this, right? Hold on, I'm seeing something that, oh, now it went away. What was that? It said something about putting up a sticker. It's the first time I ever saw that in a live, and I got curious. And then as soon as I went to go touch it, it went away. Like, anyway, okay, YouTube, you playing. Don't be tempting me with nothing that you ain't gonna keep up where I can actually see what the hell it does. Like, what is that? What was that, y'all? That was weird. That was weird. Anyway, so it gave me another prompt, or I gave it another prompt, and when it got another result, it kept making this lady's head big. I said, fucking, this is so stupid. And what makes it so bad is it's a photorealistic image. So it looks natural, but it looks exaggerated at the same time. So I was like, no, no. Do it over, and I'm explaining it. Make sure this is that, make sure that is this. Don't do that, but do this. And it didn't matter what I said, how I said it. It didn't matter how perfect my grammar was. It didn't matter how many I's I dotted, how many T's I crossed, and how much punctuation. It did not matter. It did not want to do what it insisted on giving me the same. It gave me the same image like 3 times. Oh my gosh. So when that happens, I often will start over, because I've learned just start over, and I'll share the last jacked up image it gave me and say, I want you to correct something in this image, and it's like a little game of, you're supposed to not know what this is, because when I start a new conversation, it's almost like, you've never seen this before, even though I gave you the prompt and you generated this for me, right? And it still did it. Like, it did something else. What it always does when you do that, if it messes up again, it starts messing with something else you didn't even ask it to mess with. It starts changing something that was already right. And I always tell her, I say, do not change anything else but this one thing. Whatever that one thing is, the only thing I want you to mess with. It don't listen. When it glitches, it's all over. So anyway, that's a tip for anybody who's using AI, trying to figure it out, and enjoying the ups and downs enough to still stay dedicated to using it. But it is frustrating, and I can see why. People get frustrated with it, and I can also see why people are utilizing it, where if they get a mastery of it, their stuff is unique, it's signature, it's not run of the mill, it's not just, oh yeah, one more thing from that program. It's no, I know who did that. That's that one guy who does this, and this. Because that only happens when you are serious about your vision and you know how to describe things in a way that cannot be mistaken for anything other than what you say. Like, you really are good at giving prompts and speaking the English language and writing it and making sure that all your stuff is understandable. If you do that, so that's the number one thing I keep saying every time I talk about AI. And I'm gonna keep talking about it, because ironically, I say that very strongly when I say ironically, because I didn't ever think I'd be this guy who would give a damn about some AI. Like, I really didn't. I didn't see this coming for a zillion miles away, because I was very anti when this stuff started popping up. I mean, I remember when NFTs became, was the biggest thing, and people were using it for that. People were NFT. Now you barely even hear people use the initials. They don't even say NFT. Have you noticed? Like, they're still around. They still exist. People still have spent all this money and did all this crypto type stuff with them, but nobody be talking about no NFTs. I'll tell you one thing. AI ain't going nowhere. It's not, because it's so inclusive of so many things. It's not one thing. It's not, with NFTs, it was trying to be a concept that was, as a term, inclusive of many things, but only thing most people knew it for were images, even though they say it was all these other things in the Matrix and all that. And it was supposed to be all these other things, but it didn't matter. It's how people's perception of something is. It's going, whatever the average person walking down the street, you ask them what it is and what they say, that's how most people perceive it. So it didn't work for that. But I tell you what, it's working for AI, because when you say AI, you're talking about all types of modern computer systems. You're talking about all the different types of robots. You're talking about the phone you looking at me on right now. You're talking about your tablet, your TV. All of it has AI integrated systems. If it were made in the last, hell, I'd say 10 years, but definitely 5. Guaranteed. something in it, even if it's not active, because you have your settings in a way that, you know, you say, I don't want that on there. It don't matter what you want. They'll let you play. It's funny with that. They let us play that game, but for so long before eventually you go. I remember when they first started introducing it with just regular Google searches. I would say, no, I don't want to use it. It was back when I was, you know, on my completely anti thing and not trusting it at all. And it was like, okay, man, we talking less than 3 years ago. And then I noticed when I would do a search, it would do it anyway. It just, every result was an AI style answer. And I said, oh, you just, what? Oh, so it don't matter what I want. You just got, this is what we doing now. And it's like, it's just like your cell phone. If you're the person who doesn't like to get an upgrade, like, I paid this phone off, this is my phone, I own this phone, and I like my phone, and I ain't gonna never let my phone go. And I'm purposely kind of jokingly doing that old person's voice, because, you know, I'm older, not old, right? Because I know older people who are like that. Like, they get used to it, and I get it. I don't disrespect that. I understand that. I naturally understand that. They don't want to, you know, they don't want to have to learn something else, man. Damn, life hard enough. I done been through way more years. Y'all, you know, half of y'all who made all this stuff wasn't even here when I was living my best years, and then now y'all telling me I have to do something. Nobody want to hear that shit. So I get why older folk are like that. But the sad part about it is, you really don't have a choice, because it will get to the point where you'll have to get that next phone or something that's the upgrade or whatever, because the other one, the system for it will go offline. It'll be obsolete. It won't even work no more, because the technology that goes with it will be obsolete. It won't be linked into the matrix anymore. And that's what happens with stuff like AI. It's like, I didn't want to, at first, I'm saying from experience, I'm just admitting my own trepidation and laughing at myself about how I changed my mind about it more recently, because I kept realizing that whether I wanted it or not, it was in everything. When I got on, you know, I say, like, it started with me noticing it on Google and stuff just for searches. Then you're on Instagram and you do a search, and their AI stuff is in there, and all of them did it the same way, more or less. They asked you, do you mind? You can switch to the version we have now that has AI. Don't you want to try it? And I mean, oh no, I don't know. You know, I was on it like that, right? But lo and behold, I saw something. I think I'm trying to remember the first time I ever did a prompt for an image. I think it was in Canva, because I use Canva and I love Canva. I love to design in Canva. It's quick, it's easy. As a designer, as an illustrator, as somebody who understands all the, you know, kitted and things. I like the fact that it's got, okay, so it has these kitted templates, but they're actually good. Most kitted templates suck. You can tell they ain't no real artists, no real designers. Canva got some real designers. They got some real designers. They got some classic shit, obviously classic, because everybody using it. I am noticing that on YouTube. When I push out my thumbnail, I know there's a lot of other folks starting to use some of that, and I don't like that. I don't want my stuff looking like nobody else's. So again, being an artist, I look for the ones that are less popular, and I know how to change them up enough to make them mine. Like, I ain't gonna just completely leave it as is. I'm gonna do something to it to make it original, and that's what sets you apart from the masses that just literally will just be like, okay, I'm gonna drop my face in instead of this generic dude they had on there, and I'm gonna change the words, and that's it. Put it out, you know, like, that's it. And now I have done that in a rush for quick videos, and I'll still maybe do that in a rush for a quick. When I say quick, I'm saying I did something that's like less than 10 minutes on YouTube. That's not really something I take too serious, but I do want you to watch it. So I want a bold, hit you in the face type thumbnail. All right, I'll use whatever maybe, and I'll make. But in those cases, even when I do that, if I don't change too much, I'm gonna make the image so interesting. My picture is gonna be so interesting, you can't deny it. You're gonna want to watch it. You're gonna say, "Oh snap! Hold up, what's Joseph doing? What's ONYXCON up to right now? Let me go see this thing." That's what I'm gonna do with that, right? And you know, I don't like when, like I say, when you can't change it, or when you're starting with whack looking templates, stuff that just, you know, who is the person designing this? What is this clip art looking bullshit. You know, I don't like that. But Canva got some stuff, like I say, it's real, and this ain't no advertisement, but I don't mind shouting them out because another thing about Canva I love, and I'd love to have them as an official sponsor, but and maybe that'll happen sometime in the future, who knows. But I will say for the record, like with them, they give benefits to nonprofits, and we're nonprofits. So if you show them that you're a nonprofit, you can use their best tools at no fee. It's still all free. Man, when I talk about a game saver, that's why I don't mind shouting them out right now. I mean, they literally help our bottom line as an organization for us to function at our best and put out the best content we can put out. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. So shout out to Canva, man. Canva's the bomb. I've done my last, I think, let me see. Yeah, definitely my last 2 business cards I printed with them. Their printing is excellent too. Whoever they work with for their printing, I'm assuming they got vendors that they deal out the jobs or whatever, unless they have it in-house or whatever. But whatever the case may be, they have excellent printing, and it's timely. I mean, your stuff comes when it was supposed to come. You can do the, track my order and see where it's at. Did it just get printed? Okay. It just hit the truck? Okay. It's leaving the warehouse? Okay. It's in Atlanta? Okay. It's at your door. That's what I'm talking about. So I love it, man. I love it. They all right with me. They are all right with me. But like I said, I think it was them that I first ever used an AI generating system, because they have one. But theirs is very simple. It's cool. It's effective. It does some interesting stuff. But depending on what, you can't ask it something too detailed. You get into too much detail, man. It's very generic. It will look good, but it will be generic. It won't be. It'll be pretty much what you expect if you're an artist and you know how these computers tend to have almost like a shared library. It's a new form of clip art is what it is. It's a highly advanced new form of clip art when they have those, if you ask it something super simple, it'll give you something that pretty much looks the same as anything you would get in anybody else's AI generator. But if you're dealing with one of the ones that's more advanced, that really understands lighting, and when you do a description, you're not just wasting, finger taps on the keyboard. You can actually put in paragraphs of description, and it won't tell you done ran out of. That'd be the other thing. It ain't gonna give you that, there's a limit. You can only say however many words, all that old BS. Man, you can damn near write a book. I mean, not literally, but I tested. Trust me, I haven't been told by Gemini yet to stop writing, because I will write something on. I don't even know how long my prompts are sometimes. I don't care. I just go. I'm in creative mode, and that's why I like it. It lets you cut loose. It lets you really cut loose and be an artist with that part, because writing is an art, and that's why I still say it's art, because if you're a writer, and it's all expression. I'll tell y'all what the true definition of art is in the ONYXCON gospel and the doctrines of ONYXCON, okay? For those who have missed that, maybe new here, it goes like this: art is any and every creative expression that appeals to your senses, all 6 of them, including your actual third eye, your soul, your very essence, okay? So anything that activates your senses creatively, that activates your senses, that is art. There's no debate. Is it art? Well, you don't have to like it. You don't have to like all art. You don't have to be attracted to it and appreciate it. But if it made you react, like, man, what is that? I don't like that. It's still art. You hear a song, you're like, oh man, would you cut that? Oh, man. And everybody else over there jamming, they love it. Oh, this is my jam. Still art. You don't have to like it. It's still art. It's somebody's art. Somebody loves it. It ain't got to be you. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Art is so universal. So basically, AI generated images can indeed be art. And I think my biggest issue with all of it is, as time goes on, I'm definitely somebody who feels like there should be boundaries and limits to where it is used and how it is used. I'm definitely for that. I'm not the visual artist who, just because I don't draw as much or paint as much or sculpt and do photography. Well, I do photography all the time. I can't even say that. I do photography and I do film all the time. But of the various media that I do, just because I don't do those things as much as I used to, the ones that I don't do as much as I used to, I still have a forever lifetime understanding of what makes an effective drawing, what makes an effective painting, what makes effective mixed media. So for me, where I was going before all this stuff even appeared, because you can count back a few years, there were no publicly AI generating, especially free apps. Okay, there may have been the first beginnings of the expensive, if you own this and you want to mess with it, you have to pay all kind of crazy money and all that. And it's still that way for that part of it. But now you got these free ones and everything, because what it is, it's in stages. It's in beta and alpha, beta, whatever stage they at. And they trying to get the results from people messing with it so they can make it to the point where eventually, something that might be free now might have a price tag on it eventually. That's how they do us. You know how they do us. They'll let this right here is the golden years, so to speak, of being able to just play with it, so to speak, and get great results and still put something out for the free stuff. Like, I needed a voice the other day for what I'm working on with this Cyberpunk Atlanta piece. And because at first I was just going to have just my voice doing my character, Mantis from Atlantis. Now I said, that's going to get boring even to me. I want to throw in a couple of voices for these characters so you feel them. In addition to my character's voice, you hear these other characters' voices. If I had time, I'd do all of them. And if I had the the free ability, because the other thing about these free apps, a lot of them, especially the voice generating ones or the ones that animate, they're not trying to let you you can do a little bit of free, but you ain't about to do you ain't gonna make your book for free on them. Most of them have a limit. It's a trial period, all that kind of stuff. Like the one I started messing with was 11 Labs. If you know about it, shout out to you and anybody who knows it and them for making it where you can do something free. But 11 Labs, the only thing that confused it for me was, I still don't understand when they say, I forget how much they say, it's some ridiculous number of how many prompts or whatever you could do, and it'll give you those for free, them first few or whatever. But man, when I tell you, you don't really understand what that means until you start messing with it. Once you start messing with it, trying to edit something, and you got a few paragraphs of text, and you're like, I want this and I want that. And then I figured out how to do inflection in the voice. Like if you put stuff in captions, and it can't be regular parenthesis, it's the blocky parenthesis, right? If you put stuff between that blocky parenthesis, it recognizes that as a code for how the words need to be said. And it will try to, do that. You can slow down the pace of the speaker, you can do all this different stuff. So I was like, oh snap. Okay, all right. So I've been messing with it, doing this one character, and I got to this weird limit because of it being free. And I said, man, damn, y'all killing me. Right when I'm almost there, you're gonna tell me, you're gonna try to get me, like they do. They know what they're doing. They like if you're really into it and you do the kind of stuff I'm doing, they know you're gonna get far enough into it to where now you're gonna want to have to either spend the money or take what we gave you, and that's it. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna take what you gave me, and that's it, because I ain't got no damn money for your ass. I appreciate it, but damn, y'all ain't, okay, never mind, cool. We're gonna work with what we got, right? And so I got this lady, she sounds enough like what I want, but not really. Her energy is what I want, but the voice don't really sound like what I want. Now, there was another app I had. This one, man, when I tried it on there, oh my gosh, it really sounded like what I'm talking about. But in retrospect, at the time with that one, I didn't know if it had that, coding thing you could do to type with the brackets. Now that I'm realizing that's how some of these things work, y'all already know what I'm about to do, right? I'm about to go back to the other app. I'm trying to remember the name of it as I speak. I know it got like a mauve or light pink logo in black letters or something. I forget the name of this shit. I swear. I've been going through a lot of stuff trying to get this thing right. Y'all better appreciate this content. I tell you, when y'all watching stuff, hit the like button. It is not again. That's the least you could do for the hours that you don't even see behind the scenes of what folk do to make any of what y'all watch on here. I'm not just my channel, any of us. Anybody who's a YouTuber, man, We be working. You understand me? We be working, y'all. For real, for real. So this thing allows you to, probably allows you to do the same thing that 11 Labs does, but I didn't know it at the time. So I might go back to it because it gave me a voice like the way I wanted the lady to sound. It just didn't give me certain pacing I needed and certain other things. But now that I know how it does, I said, oh, wait a minute. So that's how they, I'm learning it, y'all. This is how you learn anything. You got to try it and get in there and mess around and mess up and make mistakes and fall down and get back up and dust yourself off and get back in it. But like anything in life, it's all a learning curve. The only scary thing about it is while you're trying to learn, you also got to pay your bills. You got to keep eating. You got to stay healthy. You got to, and juggling all that, man, I'm telling you, it ain't no game. It ain't no game. It ain't no game. Like I'm in this car right now waiting on an order as per usual that should have been here. Matter of fact, I need to, let me see what the hell they doing. Hold on. If they don't bring this out soon, I don't know. This is when it gets scary because when they make orders get canceled, and that's the worst. They pay you that much for that mess. They pay you a little chump change. Yo, if you love the content, if you're a real fan and you got it to give, that's the key words. Let me say that again. I'm not talking to everybody. It can't be no pressure if it don't apply to you, right? Right. Okay, so I'm not talking to you if it don't apply to you. But if you got them ducats, them pockets deep, and you love our content, at ONYXCON on Venmo, VENMO, that's Venmo. You know about Venmo? You should. Everybody should know Venmo. Everybody know Cash App, you ought to know Venmo. Okay. Cash App, we are #ONYXCON. All day, all night, anytime. ONYXCON, thank you so very much. Please hit ONYXCON up. Let's get some ducats flowing. Because it, you know, I'm going to tell you real. What I'm putting in this ONYXCON ATL thing, I would take a month off and just get lit with it if I could make $2,000 to $5,000 a month in donations. Now some of y'all say, man, what the hell with you? I ain't talking to you. If you in your car waiting on a ride, if you somewhere ain't even got a ride, if you ain't worried about your next bill like I'm worried about my next bill, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the ballers, man. I'm talking about the shot callers. I'm talking about them people who are always on social media bragging about how they got so much money and shit. I'm talking about, you know, I might have a few of them in my followers. So if I got you, them ones I'm talking about, hit that subscribe. You should have been subscribed. Like this video. Go back and like all the other videos you've been watching for the last year. Hello, because some of y'all literally do that. Be up in here watching everything and ain't liking shit. You know you love it. Why the hell you ain't liking it? Because you're lazy and you don't even take time to think. This ain't regular TV. You got to push buttons over here, man, to help people keep. We trying to swim. Oh, you like my content? Oh, man, I love your content, man. Well, push the button and keep it alive. Because if you're not pushing buttons, you're not helping us survive. We trying to survive in this mug, man. It's not a game out here. It is not a freaking game. Okay? So yeah. Show that love. That, like I said, at ONYXCON on Venmo, #ONYXCON. Any day, all day. $5 to $200, whatever you got is gravy. And if you're hitting hundreds, let me tell you something. Hell, if you're hitting 50 and up, and you got a logo for a business that we can support, we got to be the judge of that now. You can't just send us, yeah, this is my OnlyFans, and what you got on your OnlyFans? What you doing? You know, it's like, we got to handle business a certain way, you know what I mean? But hit us up at ONYXCON on, I'm sorry, if you want to talk about it, ONYXCON@gmail.com. If you got any business questions, only business questions. And if you're ready to send some money, send it, please. It's so needed to keep us afloat. And we will put your logo on some content, shout you out, give you the proper love. You will be recognized for what you have brought to the table. I'm telling you, it's for real. It's like that. So, because man, I'm just excited about what I'm doing, and I want to do. I mean, like today, I really had to drag myself out, and it wasn't hard because I still got to make this money. I was like, man, get up and go and do what you got to do. Not what you just want and love to do and need to do, quite frankly. It ain't just a love, it's a need, man. Doing art is, I feel alive. I'm here for my purpose when I'm doing my art. The rest of this shit is whatever, man. It's all about this art life. So, like, I had to literally stop myself. I mean, there's been some days in the past week, I done stayed up to 3. I mean, one day I said, okay, yeah, this is that love shit. I know what this do. I gotta be careful. because I won't give a damn. I won't stop eating this stuff. I gotta eat, but I will get to a point where I am literally I'm just constantly editing and constantly getting these prompts right and constantly editing these images and making them tight and doing these voiceovers and getting this presentation for y'all so sweet with this thing. And then that's all I'm thinking about doing. That's all I was on. Like I stayed up one night. I was up to it was damn near 5 o'clock. I said, okay, I don't never be up that late. Never, no. I don't do that. That's too much. It make your body all off and crazy. Anytime I do that is if I'm traveling and then, your clock is off anyway. You could be walking around somewhere at 5 o'clock in the day. When I was in Malaysia, their AM is our PM. You reverse the daytime to the nighttime and all that. I did that, and I got the effects of it too. When you get back home, you're exhausted for about 2 weeks. You just out of it, So no, I know about it now. I'm not, but it ain't no use in doing it if you don't have to. When you back home and you here and you dealing with this schedule, so man, what is going on, y'all? Let me see. Okay, it should be bringing it now. Ah, man, they make it so hard on the yard. They making it hard on the yard. Oh, man. But I literally just had some on me. After y'all see me sitting here, how long that was with me talking to y'all, waiting on that order, and they canceled it. But I managed to get another order that was only a couple of dollars short of what I was about to get, and I get paid my little chump change for waiting. It ain't gonna be what the full amount would have been, no way. But see, this is in real time, people. Why it is so critical that those of us who understand what time it is support each other right now. I ain't talking to nobody else. Y'all know who y'all are. All my real ones know what I'm talking about right now, especially if you're in America. Everybody who understands what really just happened when, in a matter of days, people are going to be starving because of the junky, stupid, ridiculous, retarded, fascist bullshit we got going on with these motherfuckers cutting off EBT. I say less. You already know what I'm talking about. You know what that's about to do. It's going to be fucking chaos if they don't get their shit straight up in this motherfucker. I'm telling y'all. And that's not from somebody who's over here wanting it to go there. I don't want to see none of that nonsense. But I know what's going to happen naturally because of the neglect and the disrespect. And I'm telling you from firsthand, you seeing it in real time. Somebody out here on the grind, doing it right every day, who has a passion for something so much more and got so much else that I share with y'all with my real talents and what I'm here to do. And all I'm asking, that's why I keep saying to all my real, I'm looking for the realest of the real, the people who got the deep pockets, who like, man, I love your, what improve it, hit the doggone banks, hit the doggone Venmo, man, at ONYXCON, so I can get up out this car and keep making content. Cash sign ONYXCON, so I can get up out this car and keep making content. Cash sign ONYXCON on Cash App, so I can go take the trips. Had some people in my messages one time, last time I was on here live, they was like, hey, when's the next time you coming back to DR, Dominican Republic? When we get this money right, man, I'd be there tomorrow. I mean, got to wait through the hurricane season, but it ain't nothing but a thing. I love it. I live for it. That is it. I'm here for it. I'm here for all that. I'm here for everything that happens domestically and internationally that is creative, progressive, and on the up and up with something to say, with some agency about it, with something that helps people think outside the stupid box. You understand? That's what we here to do, y'all. Peep y'all later, man. Go check out that ONYXCON's presentation of the fan fiction piece dedicated to Michael Pondsmith and the worlds of Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk 2077 inspired Cyberpunk ATL. Check it out today, right now. Part 2 coming real soon. Peace.